reconnecting with a very special car and a surprise reveal that you won't want to miss. So many of us have a story of a car we really liked that happened to get away, right? Sometimes you have one as a kid, but then you grow up and life becomes more important than the car. You got to sell it to finance the family. We all know the story. But here at V8 Speed and Resto, we recently had the opportunity to reconnect a guy with almost the exact same car that he used to have, and it was such a cool story. A guy came to our shop, his name was Craig, and he said, hey, my dad used to have a pretty unusual car, but he really loved it, and he'd love to get another one, right? So it's a 1977 Buick Regal SR. Not typically what you would think of as a really sought-after collector car, but still very cool. Craig's father's was red with a white interior, T-tops, and he had it years ago and unfortunately had to sell it. So when Craig came to us, he said, you guys think you can find another one? And we thought, well, we could try. So Craig started looking, we started looking, and pretty soon, Craig actually found a car that was almost identical to his dad's 77, except the interior was a different color and it needed some maintenance. Now, the other aspect of this story that's kind of unique is that this was going to be a complete surprise for his dad. So we couldn't say a word about this car. So Craig was able to purchase the car, send it to our shop, and our team crawled all over it to identify what it needed. But the biggest thing was the requirement of a white interior. Now, a Regal SR is unique because it comes from the factory with bucket seats, a floor shift console, a sport steering wheel, the rally chrome Buick road wheels, and this one also had the T-tops, but the interior was red. So to fix this, we put it in the capable hands of our lead interior specialist, Isaac McCloskey. So Isaac, this Regal came in and the entire interior was nothing but red, and the customer wanted white. So what do you do first?
First off, you got to start with looking at the factory specs and seeing what even options the car came with, what was red, what was white, and figure out the personal touch that the customer bought the car with back when he had it original.
Now, a 77 Regal isn't a car you can find parts for at the local auto parts store. So what did you do?
Most things you can't find, you got to either make or remanufacture an old one.
Mm-hmm.
We got two vinyl top samples that were factory colors, one being a more of a cream or a lighter tan versus the one that stuck out was like Arctic white and bright white. That's what we did.
So when you go to make a seat cover for a car like this, can you use the original as a guide or are you starting from scratch?
Sometimes you can get away with using the old covers, but unless you've gone off the old covers a million times and you know exactly what to look for with, then it's best to just make a new pattern. On that one specifically, we kind of had a few back and forths with different reference photos for just seeing where's the break in this red, because to have a factory white carpet would just be, you couldn't drive it, so.
You couldn't drive it.
Yeah, without, putting your white slippies on and getting in there.
Well, it looked like it was born that way, so you guys did a heck of a job. And it was just so crisp against that, I think the color is called Titian red, that kind of darker metallic red. You nailed it. All of this stuff had to be not only the right color, it had to match, but it had to look the way that Buick did back in '77. I think he nailed it. It was phenomenal. Once the transformation occurred inside, we took care of a few mechanical details and changed the fluids and belts and hoses to get it ready for the road. And once it was all wrapped up, it was time for the big surprise. TJ's family has been the owner of a local grocery store right across the street from our shop, and they were celebrating their 30th anniversary. And this turned out to be a perfect opportunity to surprise his dad with this special car in front of all of his friends and work family.
So thank you for all of those folks that have supported me through all of these years. And again, let's have some fun tonight. I thank you for coming again, and let the party continue. As you said, we're celebrating 30 years. Dad's been doing this for a long time, almost 50 years, right? And he has been, it always goes back to, we sell food and have fun. And our vision statement is to be the most joyful, prayerful, and thankful grocery company. Dad's generosity overflows to our staff, to our communities, and we're forever grateful for that. And so what we want to do is say thank you in a special way. Dad is always very optimistic. If you know Dad, he's a glass half full kind of guy. He never complains, always optimistic, and he doesn't live with any regrets, except for one. There was one regret. It was the 1977 Buick Regal that got away. And so we want to bless you today with some car keys for a remake of your... We want to thank our friends at V8 Speed for helping us restore back to its original beauty. It's red with white interior, T-tops, and it's ready for the road. So
I didn't even know they could find one. I've been looking. Oh my God. You pulled that over. I'm getting in.
thank you guys for coming again.
I still haven't processed not only how they did it, but how I'm going to thank them for this, because this is way beyond anything I could have ever imagined ever having or receiving. Like I said, I was trying to even look for one myself a few years ago, and I gave up because I just couldn't find it. I couldn't even find it on the internet to look at it, much less even purchase one. So I still don't know how they did it, but it's here, and it's just the way I was, and it actually runs. And it looks awesome.
Here at V8 Speed and Resto, we were super honored and privileged to have the opportunity to help Craig find this car, bring it up to the level that his dad remembered, and present it to him in such a great way. This is the reason why we do this stuff. If you have a car that got away, or you know somebody who is looking for something, you can always reach out. We're happy to help find one, or have our team transform it into the car that got away. You can find us all day and all night at v8speedshop.com.